single day I'm gonna make something great. That's my way. Every single day I'm gonna...
Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having a fantastic day. First of all, I wanted to talk a little bit about mental health and just a few things that I've been through recently in a hope that I can at least help one person, as I always say. So if you don't know, I do suffer with anxiety. I'd say maybe mild, and I thought I was over depression, and I say that because earlier on this week I had a phone conversation with somebody from a company, and I felt like I was shouted at during the call for no reason. Now, can I just say, because I know that a lot of times when people tell stories, they may do it like to look like it's in their favour. Promise you this is not the case. I was on the phone, I answered the call, and everything was fine. I was talking to the man fine, he was talking to me fine. And then out of the blue, I felt like he just started shouting. So I questioned myself as to whether or not I actually heard this man shouting at me because it was so out of the blue. Because we hadn't even gotten into a conversation yet, because he was doing the talking at this point. I thought, no, why would he just start shouting at me? That's not normal. So I says to him, and I laughed, and I said, why are you talking to me like that? Thinking that maybe it was a joke. And he goes, I'm not talking to you in any kind of a way. And I was like, ooh. I says, okay, this is what we are not going to do. I'm coming off this call, and I hung up. But listen to this now. When I hung up the phone, my heart started to race, like to the point where I could honestly see my shirt moving up and down. And I was like, what's going on here? I was like, Radia, it's not that deep. But I couldn't settle. I'm not going to lie, I could not settle. I couldn't get my mind off the phone call. I couldn't, like, stop the palpitations. I get palpitations when I'm fasting. I get palpitations when someone shouts at me. Palpitations. But it annoyed me to the point where I called back the company. And I told them what happened. And I just said, this is not okay. Because although I feel like I always make sure I get through difficult times. Like I make a conscious effort to get through any difficult time. But there's some people out there that I know are probably in a worse place than me. And a phone call like that could tip them over the edge. So I called back and I just wasn't happy. And she says, what we usually do with complaints like this is I'll have to go away, listen to the call, and I'll call you back in about an hour. So about an hour and a half later, she calls back and she goes, are you okay? You know, that caring voice. You know when you're already feeling a little bit vulnerable and then somebody's really caring, it can make you cry. I didn't cry. But I was just like, yeah, I'm fine. You know, I'm trying to act tough. Yeah, I'm fine. You know, what's up? And she's like, I am so sorry. I've listened to the call and he was really abrupt with you and I'm going to have a word with him. And it just made me feel so relieved because it was like, I actually started to doubt myself. Like, did I make it up kind of thing? So although that it kind of made me feel better from that kind of point of view, it was still bothering me that I allowed myself to kind of get so worked up. Like, not on the phone, because obviously I hung up on him, but the fact that I couldn't concentrate for like a good 10 minutes and my heart was racing. So, okay, here's the thing. I was on the phone to my mum crying that same week. Just like I'm a proud person. And so I try to do my crying behind closed doors. But if you suffer with depression, you'll know that it can just come out of the blue. One time I was at work when I worked outside of the house and I just started crying in public and oh my God, mortified. So it's my mum and you feel safe around your mum. So I was just crying. And this is my mum's point, my mum's view. My mum works with Dianetics and things like that. I'll pop in something to tell you what that is. I'm not fully clued up on it, but she's saying that this is what she thinks. Something, because I have been through a couple of traumatic experiences. I don't think about them on a day-to-day basis, and I really personally don't feel like they're affecting my life anymore. But she's saying that certain things that have happened in your past are still kind of like there in the background. So when I was on that call and the man shouted, it triggered something in me and took me back there. Now here's my issue with that, although it makes sense. Here's my issue. I don't want that to happen, but I don't know what to do about it. So I'm gonna look into it, but I don't know what to do about it because I'll be having a fantastic day. Everything's fine. you know, everything's fine. Something will be said or done, and I'm guessing that that's the trigger, and it takes me back however many years, and then I'm crying and back in bed, because I know that whatever the person said to me, be it a friend or whatever, I know that it's just not that deep for me to now be crying. So that's the issue. Anyway, my message today is this, because I said this in my last mental health video. I personally just don't feel like people are getting the support they need. There's how many years on waiting lists for counselling and things like that. When I went to study nursing, I could have chose mental health or adult nursing, and I chose adult nursing, and I still do believe that I chose the right course. But I am just so passionate about mental health, and I think it's probably because I've been into the darkest place. I have had those suicidal thoughts and just wanted to stay in a dark room for days on end, lost ridiculous amount of weight, caring about what some other human being has done to me. I've been there, and I just know that there's people, and I personally feel like I'm a very strong person. So although I was there, I feel like I've managed to come quite a long way. But I know that there's people out there that, I don't know if it's fair to say, not as strong or not as well equipped with knowledge to just jump out of things like depression, and they're on a waiting list, so they've actually got no support at the moment. And I just really want you to know, if that's you, I promise you that things come in seasons. You have like this, like in waves. I have been there. And to be honest, earlier on in the week, I felt like I was there. I just felt so low and I couldn't put my finger on it. And I spent 3 hours crying one morning. My eyes looked like frog eyes. And I sat down in front of the mirror and I was like, Radia, what is going on with you? Because, look, I've got a roof over my head. I've got a healthy son. I've got food on my table. Somebody who had a lack of knowledge would probably say I was ungrateful. I'm extremely grateful. But sometimes things happen that I can't put my finger on. And I am in this dark, dark, dark place. And only through the knowledge that, because, okay, one thing about me is, I'll tell you something, I absolutely love learning. If there's something that I'm interested in, I will learn it. I will be up at 3 a.m, Googling, researching, reading, just because I just like to be the best I can be. So because I've done a lot of that in the past, I now know when I'm feeling like that, to give myself that 2 or 3 hours to cry. But please believe me, Radia, after that, I don't know why I'm speaking like that, but please believe me, after you've done this little cry here, we're done with it. Because this is what can happen. And if you suffer with depression, you'll know. If you allow it, it will take over. You'll get back into bed after you've come out, and you just won't care, and you will fall and feel worse and worse and worse. You've got to jump up. And this is my message, honestly. And this is not me just having read a book and coming to you and just talking. I have been there, I promise you. I'm not lying. I'm not exaggerating. I have been in that dark, dark, dark place. And what you need to do is you need to find a passion. First of all, don't rely on an external source to make you feel better. So, for example, if you've got a good best friend and you know that that best friend makes you feel good, so when you feel down, you're going to go around to his or her house, or you're going to get on the phone to him or her. If you're relying on that person, when that person is busy, or if you fall out, hopefully that doesn't happen, but if that person is not around, then you're going to feel alone and you're going to feel probably worse. Don't rely, and I know this is an easy one to say, and I'm not judging anyone, but alcohol and drugs, that's another external source that you might feel makes you better. Well, first of all, alcohol is a depressant, so that will just make you feel worse. I would just really think it's important that if you work on yourself, completely work on yourself, then whatever around you leaves, then you're good, because you're happy with you. Listen, let me tell you a quick little story. Every Sunday, I used to feel really, really depressed. Wouldn't get out of my bed, crying, just feeling really, really low. Okay, let me just add in there that today's a Sunday. Okay, I used to feel so depressed and I didn't understand why. And I was sitting down one day a few years ago and I thought, I was thinking about that. I just didn't understand why when Sundays came I felt like that. And I thought it was probably because Monday was the next day and work and people, you know, sometimes you don't want to go to work. But what I figured out was, when I was with my son's dad, on a Sunday, he used to work all week, but on a Sunday, he would usually do sleep-ins at work. But then I found out he wasn't actually doing sleep-ins at work, if you know what I mean. He was doing sleep-ins somewhere else. And so that kind of, I guess that's like a trigger, if you like. Sundays then became something, even when we weren't together anymore, I just saw Sundays in a bad way. Now, I have done, like, you don't know how much research I have done on just how you can make yourself feel better. So now, when Sundays are here, I don't see the difference between Saturday and Sunday. Like, I've done so much work on myself. I used to feel really lonely. During the week, I probably have, take away work, like having to speak to patients on the phone, I actually have probably 20% or less adult contact during the week. Most of the time I'm by myself. I live with my son, but if he's not at college or whatever, he's in his room. I am what you probably call a loner a lot of the time, especially during the week. And that would usually be, in the past, make me feel really low. But now, because I've worked on myself, and I'll tell you something as well, get yourself something that you're passionate about. I have got about 2 or 3 projects that I'm working on that I'm so passionate about. They excite me. So it's like I'm not relying on anything but me right now. And I love me so much that I don't have to rely on that friend to call me or that family member to come and visit me. And I know that life can get lonely sometimes, but this is just my personal experience. When you work on yourself and you find something like a passion that you can work on, so even if it's decorating a room or working on a business idea, when you have that thing that's yours and it's no one else's, then who cares what day of the week it is? Who cares if this person phoned you or not? You're happy with you. And I think that's my message today. And I really do hope, and you know what, if I've helped somebody, I really would like to know. I mean, I know you've probably never in your life typed a comment on YouTube, but if you could let me know, because I would like to know if I am helping anyone, because I really would want to, I really would, and this is honestly, and from the bottom of my heart, I would really love to know that I'm helping someone. Because to be honest, I think that's my main goal. I love helping people. I guess that's why I became a nurse. And yeah, thank you so much for watching my video. I will definitely pop some links in the description below on any organisations or wherever you can get kind of like support with mental health issues. Thanks again for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you in my next video. Take care. Bye.